Welcome everyone to today's live stream. We're going to check out Astro Colony because, I was looking at it already, and then Jen just kept, she mentioned a few times to please check out Astro Colony. And yes, Jason, I did see, I was playing on my Steam Deck the other night, and I've been doing a lot of emulation on the Steam Deck. So I was playing, I'm going to say it had to be Mario RPG for Super Nintendo. I was playing that, and I still get the pop-up in the corner. Jen is playing Grounded. I'm like, oh, so much for waiting for the winter sale like we were talking about and getting it on discount. Yeah, I saw she's already got, Grounded going. Hello, Raymond and Sanchez. And Kath Wow was on a lot earlier. I'm not sure about the title part. I just made up the title for this. So yeah, we're gonna check out Astro Colony today. I was originally thinking about checking out Icarus again because they got the new update, new open world map or open map part of it. So it's more like the game should have been to start with, but apparently there's still options for the old style. And I decided to watch. I just picked a random stream and watched some of it, and I just didn't see anything that made me want to try it. Like, nothing really made, no real differences that made me say, this looks much better now. It looks pretty much the same, everything. You're not going to lose your progress. And the fact that if you look at the reviews, they're getting better reviews recently, but they're also getting a lot of people just ripping apart the new update because of stuff that's changed, especially in like the multiplayer, the co-op type stuff. There's even one just posted today, has over 1,200 hours. It's 1,212 hours in the game, and they're saying don't buy the game because the devs are picking only certain things to fix and ignoring a lot of other stuff. And the other people saying update 53 killed the best thing about the game in the multiplayer part. It's just there's so many bad reviews going now for it as well. And again, I just watched a random streamer, did not see anything about it that made me say, wow, I gotta check this out again. So we're doing Astro Colony today. I know the 2.0 update is out. I am not going to check out the 2.0 update until QMods is updated to work with it, because they even stated, and I've already had so many comments popping in about this, about, the update broke QMods. Well, yeah, every update is gonna break mods and QMods. And they even said in the notes for the update somewhere, let me find it, I'm looking for it, but they had a thing that said if you are playing with mods, you need to set it to the legacy branch. It even says in there, do not open your game save. If you're not ready to move to the new update because you're using mods on your game or your save file or otherwise, you can roll back to the legacy beta to continue playing. And you should do this before you open your save file to play. So basically, if you open your save file with the new update, you can't revert back. You better have a backup. So no, I'm not going to play Subnautica. I won't play Subnautica without mods now, period. I've got so much quality of life stuff in the mods. I will not be playing Subnautica without mods again. There's just no way I could put myself through that, considering how much more enjoyable even just some of the basic mods I use have made it. So I will check it out. I will give a brief look at it, like one video worth look at the update once the mods are compatible. But I'm not doing a new season. No, I've already, again, I'm going to have either the full Field Creator Studio mod suite ready to go in below zero, or it's going to have to be Subnautica 3 before I jump back into that. I am so burned out on those games. I need something very drastic, very fresh to make me jump in, and adding, some new structures to the original game that I've already played with below zero is not going to make me jump back into the game. But again, I'll do like a look at it, like a one video look once QMods and some of my other mods are working with it. But I'm not about to break all of my save files just to try and do a quick look at the one video type of thing. Timmy, I know you've been waiting patiently for this. You want it? Hey, Felonious. You want it? You don't want it? Come on, take it. Oh, all right. I'll put it right here. Take the stick. Do you not want it? There you go. Here's your other one. There. Yeah, Jenny, he was talking about you. I mentioned, I don't know if you heard it, Jenny, but I was just saying I was playing on my Steam Deck, playing some Super Nintendo on there, and then I see a pop-up saying, Jenny is playing Grounded. I was like, oh, guess you didn't wait for the winter sale after all. All right, let me get this configured for Astro Colony. We're going to dive into Astro Colony, which is, part of it was you, Jenny, asking about checking it out. But I see, you already got it. So we're going to try it out. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of Satisfactory once it gets overly complicated. So, but from what I've been reading in reviews, and I tried not to watch any gameplay, just read some of the reviews, there's people mentioning how much more streamlined it feels than Satisfactory. Like, here's a machine that does multiple things instead of it's just, this one smelts iron kind of thing. So, yeah, we're going to give it a try and see, see how it goes today. All right, so we got start game. Also, let me point out for anybody who hasn't got it yet, it has a built-in mods thing, which is kind of, you got like a racing mod, rover race, spacecraft race. Nothing really stand out. There's no workshop yet, but it has mod support, which means as the game develops, we might see some other mods being added to it, which is going to be kind of nice. I like it when devs are like, we're going to support mods for the games. I don't know. I guess it'll do a random. So yeah, okay. I was gonna say, don't tell me I gotta just come up with a seed number off the top of my head. Have fun trying to get back to the hedge lab. Or trying to get to the hedge lab. Yeah, it's not fun the first time, but it's even less fun when you realize you gotta go back.
Planet would be enough for us was wrong. Our colossal ambitions.
Oh yeah, of course. We know we gotta have more than one planet.
Driven by the need of development and achievements, humanity seeks opportunities to discover new worlds.
I guess I'm the special person. I'm sitting by myself over here.
We are the first colonists, laying the foundation for future generations.
All right.
It's your turn now. Show your survival skills, unlock technologies, and remember, the galaxy is yours to conquer.
Cool. Yes, salute me. I guess they're saluting me. I don't know. Maybe they're saluting the little bot. It's okay if I don't like Astro. You want me to play Grounded? Right now, I'm doing fine just getting by with Grounded. I'm honestly on Grounded. I'm just waiting for Sons of the Forest. I think once Sons of the Forest comes out, I'm just gonna pretty much be like, okay, I'm done with Grounded at this point. I missed. Okay, next. Yes, I got that. Oh no, I'm gonna lose all my gravity and go off into space. Okay, okay. Okay, interact with the bot. Completed. Okay. So, open guidebook. Oh, there we go. Okay. Cool. Okay. Make cursor visible. All right. Yeah. Okay. The jetpack, so I can X button. Okay. So X button, space, and Alt. All right. Crafting. Yeah. Get that. We got a map, which M makes sense. Okay. You know, I can come back to that. So there we go. Oh, yeah, that's very, very stationary. Jetpack. Okay. Need to collect resources, find them, extract copper. Okay. Guess I'm just gonna go over here. Do this. Oh yeah, of course. Space age. And I'm just gonna go into space with my space pickaxe. I'm pushing it away. Come here. I'm gonna control which way you go. There we go. Guess maybe one of these will be iron. Carbon. All right. Well, you know, I'll grab some carbon. It's fine. Raymond. Let me see. Do a mod, like a poll in chat to add a mod. Well, see, the problem with that is, you know, every time you add a mod, I got to go back out. I got to exit the game, download the mod, install the mod, reload the game. You know, so it wouldn't be like a during chat. It might be like, while, you know, in between live streams, but still, I don't have any interest in playing Subnautica right now. I mean, there's nothing new to do with it other than if FCS comes out with their stuff for Below Zero, and that I already know how that's going to go. It's just a new way to build some new bases. Yeah, I did that. I thought I got I didn't get enough iron. So again, I'm not like really it's gonna take like an FCS level mod that's not FCS, or a brand new, like, you know, early access game copy. You know, here's Subnautica 3 for me to want to dive back into that. All right, crafting. Okay. Iron bar hand. Okay, what? So I handcraft iron bars. Okay, so it's just auto crafts. Okay. I just need one cup. So okay, so instead of saying craft this and done with it. Okay, oxygen meter. Yep. I see the bottom left corner there. Yeah. Using ice. Quickest way to refill it. Alright, so oxygen. First technology achievement. Okay. And construction. I might have to change that construction setup there. Alright. Okay, so I need to make. Alright, let me go. Getting used to these controls. Controls are a little different than what I normally would expect it to be. Kind of like there's certain ones that's like other games, shift would be the one that would make you lower instead of alt. And I'm just sitting here, keep hitting shift to try and lower, or even control would lower as opposed to alt doing it. Seems like it's just a lot. You know what? Let me. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I go. That's not like. It's not much better, actually. I'm not a fan of some of these control configurations. It's too much of having to jump from the mouse to the keyboard for it. What am I missing? Copper bar. Oh. Ah. Yeah, that's, I'm going to have to change some of these. That's getting annoying. Alright. Oh, it's still okay. Alright. So put in oxygen death. Okay. So I'm supposed to actually die from it? I thought I already extracted somebody. What? Okay, that's a little odd. That it went right back to the placement thing again. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the control configuration right now. It's a definite not a fan. And just because I think that's ice. Yes. Let's grab a bunch of ice so I don't worry about my oxygen for a little bit. I thought I refilled my oxygen. Oh, now I'm getting iron off of it. Okay, so multiple ones. Okay. Okay, so it says F. Use ice, refill oxygen, and I did that. But that didn't actually do anything, apparently, for the check off a thing. Alright, learn about electricity. I'm just thinking, oh, there you go. Oh, that's what it is. I don't like that. You think press 1. If I press 1 again, it should go away, but it's not doing that. I basically have to hit right click to get out of that. That's not liking the controls. It feels like they are just kind of missing certain elements. Okay, now I can't get my pickaxe out. All right, carbon reactor, sure. Okay. I think utilities. There. Okay. Oh, all right. I guess I gotta go back to T. Do that. Asteroid catching. Do I have enough? No, I don't. Okay. You know what? I'm thinking that is the arrangement I need. Really? Really? I mean, that looks like it. What am I? Oh. Ah, again, I don't like these controls. Locked. Why is that locked? Thought I just... Okay, handcrafting wire. Okay. Copper ore. Copper bar? Well, that's supposed to... carbon. That's right, carbon. There we go. Okay. So it's done. Yeah, I was trying to go ahead. I figure, you might want to hook stuff up before you start producing power. I mean, it seems like the logical thing. Alright, I'm getting my points. Oh, is that? It's like grass down there. Like, oh yeah, just floating rock with some plants on it. Same thing there. What? How does that make sense? You guys got, hey, here's an asteroid. It's got some, plant life on it because totally doesn't need an atmosphere or anything like that. Protect it from radiation and the, you know, solar system. I'll go for the, I'm guessing it's gold, maybe. But it kind of looks like booger gold. It's like sinus congestion color right there. I do like the design of the asteroids. It's not like here's just a blob, like certain other games where it's like, oh, here's a blob. It's got some little pock marks in it, like little mini crater marks, like stuff's impacted. No, these actually have like a texture to them. It's not like you go up in other games and it's like here's that and here's that and then the rest of it's smooth. This actually they took time to put in real designs. Get away from me, bot. I'll have to try to remember all the tab stuff. Yeah, go ahead and get that. I'm gonna make water because I'm sure at some point we're gonna need water. Okay, reconstruct icebreaker. I'm still working on this thing right here. Electric cable. Okay, so seriously, I'm not a fan of these. Not a fan of these controls. I want to figure out a better arrangement because this is not working for me. Okay, so I do like that it's just every direction. You don't have to pick like a different orientation for it. It's just automatically is gonna like connect the right way. I guess that means it also can split a certain way. Okay, build asteroid catcher. Yes, all right, so I need... Oh, we'll put it in a nice spot right here. Well, you know, let me see what it is. What? Be nice if I could actually look at the, you know, requirements. It's just make it a little easier. You know, these, sure, but I'm expecting at some point I'm going to end up with some kind of material that I'm looking at it. I'm like, is this iron or is this carbon or is this like cobalt? Because it's going to be such a tiny difference in the color. That's okay, Jenny. I'm focusing on the game right now. What? Coconut search. What's the coconut search? If I play Subnautica in VR, it'd be like a new game? I don't think so. It's still all the same info. I still have all the same stuff. You know? Okay, can I? Oh, yeah, it does. Okay. If I just take that out. What? Okay. I selected it, right? Okay. Select. Pick. Okay, there you go. Okay, let's do like another power thing. I'm gonna have to redo this later anyway. I go grab asteroids again. Okay. Hopefully that is producing as it's supposed to be. I'll do that right there and then boom, boom. Okay. How do I split the stack? There we go. Okay, is that going now? Catch Astro. Oh, okay. Boom! Ow! Hit my head. All right, don't come in so hot. Come on. Oh, there it goes. Better. Icebreaker. I need icebreaker. Okay, that was his icebreaker. Water's okay. Never mind. Where's the icebreaker? Totally looks like an icebreaker. Absolutely. Okay, let's turn this off because I just need copper bars. And where's that? I do not like these controls at all. Okay, I got that going. I know it's got to be outputting something somewhere, right? Okay, 8. Let's go. Nope. Ah. Green Hell? I haven't played that since since it went full release. I know they've added like extra stuff to the game after full release that I was asking for all the way through early access, like multi-level buildings, and I know they added like the animal husbandry, I think, in one update where you can like raise animals. I mean, honestly, once I got things going a certain way, I never had a problem with food. Green Hell was only rough when I got stuck fighting a bunch of the natives. The rest of the time, it wasn't too bad once you get into kind of the groove of things. You know how things are working. It wasn't like bad. It was more of the just fighting a whole bunch of natives in one go would be kind of problematic. Oh, I do. Okay, that's why I get that out. Take it. Yeah, there. Catch it before becomes a problem. Okay, 8. Now. Okay, I guess we'll have to turn this. Make it connect like that. Yes, okay. All right. So collect 10 water. Didn't say anything about, like, you know, connecting it in terms of like, oh, I need it connected a certain way for it to work, kind of thing. Okay, so right click just gives me info. I have to like, okay, control click takes the whole thing out. That works. I don't know why double click just wouldn't do that. Okay, store water in water cells. Sure. Basic science. Oh. Oh. Water pipes. Okay. So, a water pipe, I guess. Water transportation, okay? And handcrafting plate, I guessed. That way it makes sure I know how to do that. Okay, I need that type of wire. do 2 of them. Do it like that. There we go. That's a bunch. Water pipe. Done. Okay. Now that's pumping in some water. I assume I could just extend it out. Like if I do another one here, I just do another pipe and it just fill in like that. Yeah, like that. It just extends it out like a big tank. Okay. Before I talk to him, let me catch another asteroid. There you go. All right. Guess I'm collecting 10 water, something like that. Supposed to be what it is. Apparently I didn't have that many ice cubes. Yeah, if you go find another like if you find your way to the river in Green Hell and then do just a couple of fish traps right along the river's edge, then that should be all you need, really, in terms of food. Especially if you're like throwing like the little worms and such in there, like as bait. That should be enough. I didn't need the other pipe. Well, I'll take the other pipe out later, whenever I have another spot I need it for. And that way, should be okay. We find some ice. Be kind of nice if you could actually, like, if it'll tell you what kind of asteroid it is. Since apparently you can go up there, you kind of get an idea of what you're going to get from it. I'm not seeing any ice ones now. From GER, I mean Germany, Mr. Montauk. And hey, Xbox. You talk about Green Hell as a learning curve, or this is a learning curve? Do something. Why don't you help? Actually, where did everybody else go? I got like launched out of a ship with other people there. I don't see them. Like, they're not here doing anything. They should be here helping me. I mean, it can't be all me. Okay, I'm gonna get some oxygen because I'm noticing I'm getting a little. Oh, I need to put some ice in there. Oh, I don't have any ice because I put it all in the water. What the? Oh God, there's the controls again, bothering me. It's so weird in comparison to certain other games. Okay, I'm just gonna do. Oh, and wait a second. I picked that up, didn't I? Didn't I pick that up? No, not what? Okay. Left click. Okay. Now is it gonna move it? No. So I okay, that was working before. Oh, so it's basically just duplicating? It's not like the other one I moved. Right? I moved it and now it's not, or no, it did not move it. It just recreated it. Yeah, I am not liking these controls at all. I mean, it seems like just bad choice on a lot of stuff. It's not making sense. I mean, oh yeah, you select this, you want to move it, or give the impression you're moving it. Instead, it's just you're gonna pick it and then rebuild a copy of it. Like, why would I do that? Why would I just not, you know, say I'm picking this up because I want to use it? You know, I should just, you know, I should just go and, you know, move it. That's, yeah, that is right now the absolute worst part of this is the controls are so bad. There we go. I want to check out the little totally unrealistic asteroid. Oh yeah, clovers. 4-leaf clovers everywhere. That's all the asteroids in the asteroid belt have 4-leaf clovers. I mean, I'm glad the game set us straight. NASA's been lying to us. This does not seem to be ending, so I'm assuming this is an endless deposit, or at least a very large deposit. So I can come over here and mine on that later. I get help later. Good. So, you know, the people that were with me are just useless until I do everything for them. Good to know. I did see that as one complaint in some of the reviews saying that, you know, you're supposed to be building for these workers, but the workers are so, like, lacking right now that it's just like, what's the point? Did it automatically collect or what? Or did it get stuck? Okay, so it's collecting. Why is that not processed? Am I out of power? Is that it? I'm out of power. I bet that's it. And now that didn't work the same way. Okay, I was out of power. Again, I'm not at all liking this control configuration. Definitely not very good. Oh, I gotta worry about my oxygen more than I gotta worry about that. So I just need to sit here and queue up a couple asteroids. It actually let me, I know it had that one because the control, the thing was still like going at it. So I wonder, okay, it's holding that. Okay, so it just cancels that one. I could have at least a spare target. I don't know why the gun's pointing that way. It's not aimed at the asteroid. Alright, I got some of that, so I want to dump that over here. Since I gotta have 10 for him to be satisfied. It's with the ghost flag. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. All right, I'm seriously ready to start doing some automating on this. This is not impressing me so far. I guess it was, I can't remember any of the toggles on this. Smelting. The booster, maybe it'll stop with that. Cosmic harpoon. Deconstruction, yeah, engineering. We get rid of some accidental stuff. Mining. Mining is next, and logistics blocks. Okay. That's another thing. If you have this out, well, okay, now it works. So I had this out, and I went up here to hit F, and it was trying to do something else with it. All right, dumping all that in. That should give me all the water I need. There we go. Build a laboratory. All right, laboratory. Okay, I need... I generate science points, but I need a lot of whatever that type is. Okay, that. Wire. All right. Yeah, I need you to move. Move, sir. I hope this works. Boom. Yes, it's in the way of this, but I can still get over here for a moment. All right, can I go inside? No. So this is one of those things, I guess, where somebody's gonna stand there and act like they're working or something. Jason, you wish this game was fun? I'm not. I mean, I would say it would be more fun if the controls were not so confusingly implemented. I mean, I keep having to like move away from the mouse or move all the way across the keyboard for stuff instead of it being all within one short area. And the fact that it's like if I hit 1 to build something, the only way I can turn that off is if I right click, which brings this up, which then just throws other things off. There's no way to just say, oh, turn this off, like in other games where it's like, hey, I hit 1, I should be able to hit 1 again and it disable something, you know? Okay, I was sure I had space in there. Okay, apparently I did not. Okay, well, my needs iron bar and copper bars. Again, I had to go turn this off now. So this is now I'm seeing the satisfactory part come into play, where you have to implement a certain supply chain for certain things to be produced here, but not, you know, use up just that stuff. Like entirely. Like you don't want to use all your iron for iron wire. You want to have iron also for here. You know, just regular iron bars. Go with that one. Alright, so I got that. I'll just dump all that in. I'll just fill in that to get some science points. I can maybe unlock some other stuff. Like the mining. Automated catching, yes. Because I already have construction. Why do I need more construction? Why would it be not like construction 2 or construction for this item or something? Instead of just it's construction. Develop engineering science. I'm working on it. Okay. A little more. There we go. Yep. $205. All right. That's a big one. See, now no ice coming around. It was like ice and something else. Oh no! It's gonna hit myself. Very, very slowly. Sure. We'll grab some gold next. Okay, there we go. I need oxygen. Oxygen getting a little low. Oh, wait, not that, not that. I mean, over here. I think I got enough water going right now. I said that, that's why I said, I see where, you know, I've got like the conveyor belt thing I'm trying to unlock, but I see that this is where the Satisfactory thing comes into play. Like, oh, here's the asteroid that's collecting this, so you want iron to go here, you want, you know, carbon to go here and stuff like that. That is now showing me where that comes into play. I'm just hoping it's still like I'm seeing in some reviews that it's not quite as obsessive, I would say, on some of that stuff as Satisfactory, because that's where it kills the fun in the game. In Satisfactory, for me, it gets like too, just goes over the top from what it needs to do, you know. And from what I've seen is people are saying this is not as crazy over the top. Yeah, again, that comes down to opinion, you know. Somebody might say it's not crazy over the top, but then I look at it and say it's still crazy over the top. All right, maybe that's got enough oxygen for a little while. Got water, not using the water. You know what? Let me try. So I did, you know, okay. Control right click, remove. That seems like that's the weirdest combination right there. Like, why would that not just be the middle click? And the middle click's pretty much ready for it. I mean, that's what middle click sounded like to me. Like pick up. And it didn't pick up. Alright, guess recycling machine? Storage container. Yeah. Conveyor belt. Stairs. Pusher, okay. So push, specify resources. I guess that's meant to be more of like, it goes on the belt. Like this is going along the belt, and that is designed to push off onto a different pathway. Kind of like a splitter. But instead of having to do smart splitters, stuff like that, it's just like this pushes iron ore in this path. And then you have the next one that pushes copper ore. And then that's filters. So then there's a splitter. Okay. That's just, I'm feeling like this has more of a learning curve than Satisfactory. Even though Satisfactory ultimately gets very complex. This just feels like it's got a steeper curve than Satisfactory to get started. All right, that should give me plenty of iron bars. Okay, need 2 more to balance that out. There we go. Okay. Give me some points. Again. Yeah, let's get that, because then at least if I get some mining going and do it over there with maybe a little bit of power, I can technically get plenty of okay, shape terrain, get flat enough on a planet. That's not a planet. I go ahead and tell you, the science is off in this. It's not a planet. It's a piece of a planet. Okay. Do I actually have what I need? Cool. Okay. I'll do it like this. Okay. Technically, I should be able to do this as a perpetual thing, right? Because, I mean... Right? That it seems like that's why it would be. Is I go in there, I can have it output carbon ore, because that's carbon. And it goes right back into the power plant, and I can just then have another thing that pushes it out to, like, storage. So I come and grab a whole bunch of it from storage. Just staying on the loading screen. Well, I mean, again, on the new update, did they change anything with below 0? I don't remember seeing any update for below 0, just Subnautica. Oh, yeah, it might help if I turn off. Wait, no, that is off. It'll just be making the bars. Mine 3 dirt. Why am I mining dirt? What's the point of mining dirt? Okay. I guess get that. I'm not even sure what was the point of me doing the water, because I haven't had anything say I need water since then. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna try it. So like this. Okay. And then I need power. Alright, so there's power. And then go with the conveyor. What's it, F2? Oh wow, that has a terrible system to do that. Oh, I need a plate thing. Alright, do that. Yeah, I'm kind of... The controls are making me wonder if the devs didn't play games like Satisfactory and others before they decided to start making this. Because the control... I mean, I would think at the least at one point it'd be like, hold this button and use your scroll wheel and BAM! It rotates through there. As opposed to having to now reach up past the number keys to hitting the F keys. Dirt is a resource for later on, so I actually need dirt, which just doesn't make much sense for me. Like, why would I, like, I mean, we got plenty of dirt. We're not saying they're mining dirt for certain things like that. I mean, we topsoil, maybe. Okay, we'll try this again. Conveyor belt. Oh. So that messed up. So the pipes can go whichever way you want, but not the conveyors. I'm sorry, this is just a terrible control system. It's horrible. Okay. Let's see how this works. Is it gonna get me dirt or is it gonna get that? Actually get carbon. It's getting dirt. Stone block, okay, so no, getting carbon ore now. Okay. So that's working fine. As long as that keeps working fine. And oh man, I need to... Oh. Okay, booster uses extra oxygen. Got it. Okay, now, what am I missing over here? Except I'm making a whole bunch of stuff I don't need now. Okay, if I right click, it brings this up, right? If I hit Q, it also brings it up. What's the need for two different methods for the same function? Q could be used for, like, you know, your tech tree or crafting or something like that. Carbon reactor. I'm turning that off. How do I turn that off? How do I click that as being completed? Just shut up. You're not helping now. Now, go away. Sleep. Actually, you know what? Here, swap mission. Okay, I just want to check that off. How about that? I'm not... This is very hard for me to want to get into now. Like, I'm not digging this. And it's the biggest part of it is the controls and the order it seems to be having you do stuff in. Like, I'm like, this is not a $20 game right now. This is maybe stretching it for about $8. I would say that's about as far as I am going to go on it for value right now. It's maybe an $8 game. And if the controls don't improve, this is never going to be one I would recommend for buying at full price. This is not good. The controls are the worst thing right now, keeping me from getting into this. Alright, so smelter, I got 2 inputs. Yeah. I'm gonna have to redo a bunch of stuff. Seriously, I'd like... Okay, what is it? Tab, there we go. Okay, rotate, build, pick. Pick it! Not build another. Move it. There's no point in picking other than making it simple, and that should be like not even a major control. It should be just, yeah, let me, you know, get this. I want to move this. Select, delete, because I don't. Okay. Did that give me my parts back? It got sucked up. I guess it did. I guess I'm gonna do it like this. I don't know. Yeah, I'm already getting close to the refund stage on this. I am not enjoying myself at all. This is not vibing with me. This is just, it feels so clunky and awkward. And the fact that I have to do the wiring like this is kind of making me like if I want to have this output to here, you know, take this ore, put it here, smelt it into the bar so it could go here. My power's over here, and then this is over here. It's not giving me the same thing as like Satisfactory, where I can have, here's a power pole and here's wiring that goes across. You know, that wiring is definitely a lot better of an implementation than what this is. But I am, yeah, not at all liking this. Oh man, I'm at that, I'm getting close to that point where if I wanted to refund it, I would need to. And I'm not far away from doing that. Unfortunately, I'm not liking this. This is just not working for me. I had hopes for this. I was hoping that I would get into this and be like, oh hey, it's like Satisfactory, but it doesn't feel that overly complicated, you know, unnecessarily, you know, taking it too far. And no, this is feeling, this feels worse than Satisfactory right now. I am not like it. Like I'm not seeing me playing this in the future right now at this point. You can put floors on top to hide them. That is just does not. I just don't like that. I'm not liking this. Like I'm just, unfortunately, I'm not liking this. It's not fitting with me. To the point, I mean, it's not a case of I'm not liking it. Maybe it'll get better. I'm not sure I will like it at any point unless they just completely overhaul it. Like, keep the look, but start from scratch on pretty much everything. That's kind of where I'm at right now. This is not making me jump at like, oh yeah, I'm just wait and it'll get better. This is making me feel like it's not going to get better. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really trying to figure out something right now to make me want to keep this, because I am right already poised. Like, if it wasn't for my time at Sandrock, I'd probably be a little bit more relaxed about it. But after that disaster, that is my time at Sandrock, I would rather play that than this right now. And that was boring. That did not really, it just felt like there was nothing in it to keep me interested, but this is making me want to just not even play it. Not because I'm bored, it's just, it's so clunky feeling that I am not at all liking this. Like, I had some stuff, I was getting hopeful in my time in Sandrock. I'm not hopeful with this. Like, this is one, if I don't get it refunded, it will never get played, kind of thing. Is how it's feeling right now. I am not, I don't have hopes for this. Oh, have I tried farming? You mean like farming on this? Or a game called Farming? Oxygen barrier. You know, in fact, none of this even gives like tooltips or anything. It's kind of like another thing. Like, why is there no tooltips? Like, this is going to unlock this. And that seems like something that would be in the game from the start, kind of thing. Like, here, let's explain what this is going to do for you. There is farming. I haven't got to that yet because I haven't unlocked it, because I'm still just trying to get some basic stuff going without making my whole area feel like I'm like having 18 different power things to try and provide power for this. Like, I'm just trying to find a way to enjoy the game right now, pretty much. And it's not happening. Alright, I'm just gonna do it like this. And then do some very ugly work here. Alright, so here goes that. Now I gotta do power up this way, I guess. Move! Out of the way. I'm just gonna do it like this, I guess. At least they got that in the game. I was about to question if they even thought to do that. Yeah, that just looks horrible. I'm sorry. That doesn't make sense to do this. When there's other games like Satisfactory they could just take a cue from and be like, hey, we'll just do the same kind of thing. We'll have our power connected by cables instead. I forget, I'm gonna get that one. They get that one. All right, so I got power going to this thing. All that's turned on. I don't have anything output. I mean, look, that's going in. Does it have to have an output? All right, if this does not start to work, not what I was going for, but okay. Like, seriously, start. I mean, okay, stop. Fine, here, get that, and then I'll get some iron. Come on. Good. Find me an iron one. Hopefully. Yeah, that should do it. Taking that out. And okay, copper ore. Wait for it to produce a single copper bar. I hooked power up to it. It's got 6 in there. I know that's pushing out. Am I supposed to have another component going in for it to smelt, or? I mean, okay, so it's on. Yeah, okay. I mean, recipes are active. To turn it off, turn it back on again. 3 to produce 2. That should be going. Yeah. Okay. I didn't put power in. Okay. Sure, somebody, Sanchez already saying you need to get a refund. I will say I'm not far from that. At the least, it's not making you output the different bars into different openings like Satisfactory. I will at least give them that. That is better. Because Satisfactory, I would have to have 1 for iron, 1 for copper. But, that's one thing now that's better than Satisfactory versus the multiple things that are not even close to the quality of Satisfactory. I'm just, at this point, I'm already feeling like I should just go play Satisfactory until I can't stand it anymore and then stop. I don't know if I could do this. I mean, again, if it wasn't for the my time at Sandrock thing from last week being so bad, so boring, I'd be a little bit more tolerant right now, but I wasted my money on that game. That was way overpriced. This is way overpriced. I don't think I can do it. I'm sorry. I don't think I can do it. Yeah, this is, I'm done. That's it. That's all of it. I am not even going to continue. The controls, the way certain things are being handled, I can't do it. That's just no. Yeah, that is a no. Getting it rid of it. I'm going right now to refund it. Yeah. I'm sorry. I cannot do that. That is just no. That's honestly one I wish I had been offered to get for free, because I would be like, okay, thanks, but here you go. That is, I mean, it's got very positive reviews. I cannot get into it. The controls are what's destroying it for me. There's Timmy, where'd you go? Timmy snuck off while I wasn't looking. He disappeared on me. See, all right, so that's what the harpoons are for. You hook to a planet, which is not a planet. It's just a piece of dirt floating in space, apparently with its own, somehow making for a atmosphere that allows for plants. Yeah, no, I'm no. That's it's all right. It's not your fault, Jenny. That is not, in my opinion, that is not going to be a very good game in the long run. I think, again, to get me to stick with it, they would have to basically say, start over, just keep all the visuals, but start over. The power is badly done. I mean, just horribly done to make you go up and over. It works great in terms of the piping, for the water. It's going to work fine with the conveyors. The fact that you don't have to split your inputs between stuff is great, but there are, I mean, for the couple of things that are better in it than Satisfactory, at least 5 times as many things are better in Satisfactory than in this. And no, they are going to have to redo those controls for me to even consider it to start with, but no, after that, I can't do it. I'm just going to have to do a refund. That's, no, not doing it. That is, I'm going to try to get a refund for it because that is, that's just bad. It's a bad game. A badly designed game. Let me say that. Badly designed. Because it's just it feels almost like they looked at Satisfactory and said, let's look at pictures of it and say, that's a cool idea. We should do something like that. But they never played the game or any other game in that style. Yeah, it's just I can't do it. I can't do it. It's uninstalling right now. There it goes. Again, it's gonna. I'm gonna put part of the blame on my time at Sandrock because I put too much time in that game. I'm not gonna be able to refund it, and it seems it is boring, but at least it's got a certain degree of polish to it. This just seems to not have any polish at all. Like, it is so clumsy feeling that I don't think it's gonna do very much in the end. I think you're gonna have to just really like that style and put up with the bad controls, because the controls are some of the worst I've encountered in a game. For that really is some of the worst I've seen so far. No, not doing it. That's getting wiped out. That's done. Won't come back to it. I'm not gonna say don't get it, but I'm definitely gonna say do not pay full price for it. It's not a $20 game. I'd put it about $8 right now if they actually get everything sorted as far as the controls. Without the controls getting sorted, I wouldn't even put it at $8 right now. I'd put it more like I've played $5 games that were better assembled than that. Let's just say it. I have played $5 games that are more polished and play better than that. That's no. But if that's, if you like it, Jenny, go with it. I just think you definitely overpaid. Definitely overpaid for it. There is no way I would even go close to $20 on this right now. I'll put that $20 towards a much better game. Something else that is not going to make me just hate playing it. Yeah, I'm just gonna get the refund, and that could go. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep it simple on my notes for this. All right. Yep. There it goes. Got asked for my refund. So, Vampire Survivors is better and it's only $3. I have not seen that one. Granted, it's a $3 game, but I have not seen. I mean, let me say this. While it's not on sale right now, The Forest was on sale for $5 during the autumn sale. That is way better. It's different game style. It's not automation and such, but man, the polish level in comparison to this, that cannot be a $20 game. That is a $5 to $10 game, current state. If they can fix a lot of the issues like the controls, maybe $10 to $15. I would not put that as a $20 game, ever. I would never call that a $20 game at this point. It's just, it looks like it's not going to reach that point. We're not going to call the end of the stream right now. We're just going to hang out for a bit then at spots because it's still early. But yeah, that's a more disappointing game than last week's game. Like, I could possibly go back to my time in Sandrock and maybe play it if I'm just bored with other stuff. This is one that no matter how bored I am, once I started playing Astro Colony, it would make me be like, you know what? This other game's actually not that boring now. I'm going to go play it. Yeah, the thing is, one reason I looked at this one, Felonious, was people were saying it's like Satisfactory, but not as complicated. But I'm disagreeing. It's not as complicated in the way you have to configure your conveyor belts and everything. Because again, it's like if it goes into one opening on the same conveyor belt between two different types of iron bars, it's ingredients. It goes in. It's not like Satisfactory where it's got this input and they don't mix. There's no internal storage. That is simpler in Astro Colony than Satisfactory. But the base part of the game, the basics of getting things going, connecting up your power, all that stuff is definitely more complicated than it should be, and definitely more complicated than Satisfactory. I would not. I would put this as worse overall, worse than Satisfactory in getting everything set up. And no, no, I'm not gonna play Grounded during the live stream. Like I've already got video I got to edit for this coming week that I haven't even you haven't seen yet. So no. Vampire Survivors. Oh, I've seen this one. Well, I'm not gonna play that one. That's not my style. I don't like the little old pixel bullet style games. That's not my preference there. It'd be like a maybe one and done, but that's it. Not a recurring thing. Let's see, what else is there coming out that could be worth it? High on Life. Let's look at this one. It's got good looking graphics. Wow, very mixed reviews. Like far worse than this game. So I'm gonna assume that no, I would not. Oh wait, never mind. Why I clicked High on Life? It took me to Warhammer. Yeah, High on Life is asking for my birthday, and I literally clicked View Page, and it took me to Warhammer. Way to go, Steam. Okay, very positive for High on Life, actually. Good-looking graphics. Got comedic elements to it. Comedy, yeah. Action-adventure. Funny-looking guns, things like that. Similar to Halo Outer Worlds. I'm not going to put $60 on it, though. I don't care how funny it is. I'm not going to put $60 on it. That's for sure. Yeah, take a look at High on Life. It looks good. It looks interesting. Looks like it could be funny, but I'm not going to pay $60 for that. I mean, $60, it's got to be like huge amount of content, like huge buildings, map, stuff like that. For me to look at getting that. Vampire Survivors most played game on Steam Deck. I've already got plenty of stuff on my Steam Deck that I can play, and I would not go from that. Okay, Rick and Morty, I could see that. Jenny, I know I mentioned it earlier as far as Grounded, and it's probably a case of you might not have been in yet, but right now, Grounded is fun. Granted, as you saw the last video, I'm not a fan of the raids, and I've actually looked at, like, you can go look for base design Grounded and see just some really interesting looking bases, like very nice cabin style, like villas, and I'm looking at those and it's like, that's a nice base. They must have raids turned off because there's bases with absolutely no defenses in the design. I'm like, okay, the only way that even works is if they turned off raids, which says a lot of players are turning off raids in the game in order to build nice bases. And if you turn it off, you got to do it in custom game, which means you don't get any achievements. So if you actually care about getting achievements, then you can't do that, which is, it kind of just ruins the gameplay for me on that. I'm still gonna play it, but it's pretty much once Sons of the Forest comes out in February, unless they push it back again. At that point, when that comes out and I buy that game, it'll probably be like, Grounded? Oh yeah, I remember that game. Nah, I'll play this kind of thing. It's fun, but to a very specific degree right now. It's a nice refresher that it feels better than Ark in certain aspects. Like, I don't feel like I'm sitting out here doing so much crazy gathering to, you know, build just like a base. Like, I could see myself, if I turned off the raids, I could go and do a pretty big base, and it wouldn't be that bad for me. It wouldn't feel so crazy to build a big base like it would be in the forest or in Ark. It does have that grindy effect to it in certain aspects on certain materials, like the ones you gotta go and kill certain bugs for, and you gotta go then travel all the way over here to kill them again. But it's not as grindy on like the stuff you chop down, like you go and harvest like the grass blades for trees and things like that. But yeah, despite that, the game is definitely imbalanced in terms of combat on Grounded. Like, it does not, you know, that whole, if you hold the block, you take some injury. Okay, I get that, you know. But that whole having to try and time the parries like that, and then throwing raids in there just doesn't make sense, because that's like, you know, Dark Souls saying, oh, hey, here's 30 enemies coming at you, or here's 3 boss-style enemies coming at you all at once, and you gotta dodge the attacks of all 3. Like, I wouldn't go for that. I would sit there and be like, no, especially, and you've seen with my videos, like, the spiders get stuck all the time. I'm still, when I fight the orb weavers, I'm still hearing delayed attack sounds. Like, it's not me, it's the orb weavers. I'm sitting there circling around, they're not attacking me, and I hear hits happening. You know, it sounds like they're fighting me and hitting me. And that's only on the orb weavers, apparently. You build on top of the tree trunk, which does not help, which helps not get attacked. Again, you know, now the raid, I want to say, I think I know why the raid happened for me, but I'm not, don't quote me on this. I want to say it's part of the hedge lab. It's not how many spiders I killed. It's the fact that I was in a certain area that is marked as their territory. And because of how long I was there, that caused them to attack. So if I was to go, say, because, you know, there's one point, I can't remember if I'm pretty sure it was in the video. I don't think I had a reason to cut it, but there's a point where I got a message saying the Orb Weavers do not like you being in their territory or something like that. And then it was not long after that I got the attack. So if I went and just decide to sit down, have a siesta in the red ant hive, what little of a hive it is, I probably could get attacked by the ants as well. So I'm going to say that's, I think, what did it. But again, I'm not sure. I've actually been looking, and there's a lot of stuff of people saying, you know, it's the number of enemies you killed. If you kill too many ants, they're going to attack you. Well, I didn't have that happen to me. I killed a lot of ants, you know, a lot of worker ants. They haven't attacked me because of that. Killed, bunch of spiders, but it was after the hedge lab when I got attacked. You know, I've also killed a bunch of ladybugs now. They haven't attacked me. Granted, they may not raid. The raids, I can understand if it's a story-based thing, like you go to hedge lab, it triggers that baby kind of thing. That way you don't have to worry about it so much. But there's turrets, and there's people complaining about the fact that, you know, you can have your base attacked while you're not there. And if you're playing single player, because you're on your own, nobody is there at the base, you could lose your whole base. You come back, find the base destroyed. Yeah, be careful doing the hedge lab. I would say if you're going to do the hedge lab, go quickly when you're doing that, because it seems like there's a certain area that is maybe where their nests are, and that's what caused it. You're in that area for so long that it makes them get aggressive towards you, and then you get a random raid. Now, again, I slept and was able to get through it, and I could keep going and resetting to a previous autosave, but at some point, you're just going to get stuck and have to do it. The last building, if you're talking about the biggest part of it, where it's got all the extra twists and turns, I just, again, followed the zip lines, and that, yeah, it is kind of hard to get there. Definitely have a torch, a little sap torch, and there's a spot, I remember it was very narrow, kind of going up, I want to say from the Frisbee, and you just go up there, you just kind of wiggle your way up and jump in, and you get there, and you got a zip line down to the final big base structure, and from there, it's just going through the different zip lines. There is, you know, that one spot where you zip line, and you kind of have to drop at the right time, and then there's a couple spots I know I showed where I bumped into something, like the berry. So make sure you shoot that down. It didn't mess me up. I could jump and grab the zip line, but I'm assuming you're talking about getting to that very last zip line, and you just have to really be careful with your pathing on that. Hello, Kath Wow. Let's see. Another one. Let's look. I'm gonna look at this one real quick. So, another game that I put on my wish list for when it came out, and it may be kind of the same style as this. You can think of it maybe like the Astro Colony, but it's more of a top-down type thing, and you do get like combat. You're on an alien world. It's called Cygnus Enterprises. And it just released yesterday. So, if that's, maybe, if you're looking at Astro Colony, you're like, man, that was kind of disappointing. I want something else. This one might be worthwhile. So let me I'll paste it in here, and you can check it out. So that's Cygnus Enterprises. Only a few reviews so far, so, be cautious if you're going to jump on it, but it is on sale at $20. To me, it kind of makes me think it looks kind of like a cross between the Satisfactory and Astro Colony, because you got certain things that looks like you're connecting stuff to, like, oh, here's power, here's stuff like this. But it also kind of gives me that top-down feel, like with Lynn's Island. If you remember Lynn's Island, you know, that kind of thing. You get some dungeon crawling, stuff like that. It looks interesting. Again, just released. I'm gonna wait a while to see how it pans out. But yeah, I'm very cautious right now after 2 games that have turned out to be very disappointing. I'm looking for other ones. Sons of the Forest still says February, so that's good. Let's see. Arc just says 2023. Forever Sky says coming soon. Hopefully, I think that I remember seeing it was supposed to be this year, unless they push that back. That's one I definitely am looking forward to. That was a better playing game, that demo. I would definitely like that one. What's the horror game, Cathwell? I'm not like big on horror games anymore, but I definitely check it out. I'll just focus. I mean, money helps, you know. It's not like I'm going to turn down money. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say, no, don't give me money. But, I mean, you know, it's not like I'm sitting here pushing a product on you or pushing a game on you saying, go buy this game because I'm going to get credit for it. No. Got to bring the son to work. Maybe his son has a job. Maybe he's putting his son to work for him. Maybe Jason is going to have his son do his job so Jason could just hang out in the chat. You know, here, kid. Let me show you this. All right, good. You got it? Go take care of us. I'm going to go over here and hang out with, you know, people online. Phasmophobia is one that multiple people have recommended, and I just have no interest in. Sorry, Cathwow. Again, I'm not like I just not really big on horror games anymore, for one thing. But no, I looked at one. I want to say Jenny and Jason were ones playing that a while back, and yeah, I have no interest in that one. Sorry. Yeah, Jenny played it a while back, all that. That's not one that's for me. Like, okay, let me, there is one, only because it had a demo, and now they don't have a demo anymore. But there's a game that's coming out called They Are Here. And it is literally, oh, actually, though, they do still have the demo. Okay, that might be something I check out at some point. But it is a horror game, survival horror, which don't even get me started on the whole incorrectness of survival horror. You know, survival horror, survival games are a certain type of gameplay, and that is where you're worried about elements of basic survival. Like the forest, you gotta worry about food and water. You don't eat enough food, you die. You don't get enough water, you die. You know, Subnautica, you run out of oxygen, you die. That's survival. Survival is not just don't die for any reason. And there's games out there that basically treat survival genre as, you know, it's like Super Mario. If you fall, you die. If you die too many times, game's over. That's a survival game. Oh, well, we qualify as a survival game. You know, there's developers out there calling their game survival, and they're not survival. Period. And this is survival horror, which is, you know, again, it's a horror game where the point is don't die. That's it. Not don't starve or don't run out, you know, die from dehydration because you didn't go and produce water. You didn't go collect some fresh water. Green Hell is a survival game. You're worried about basic survival needs. Survival horror only applies if that's the same case. You're worried about food, water, oxygen, things like that, normal survival. So I hate it when I see games that say survival horror or survival, and they're not that. So game called They Are Here. It is a horror game, not a survival horror. It's a horror game. You know, you might as well say survival FPS, survival first-person shooter, and that's Doom, because don't die. That's what it is. I don't play simulator games that much, really, Cathwow. I mean, like, I tried playing, was it PC Builder or PC Building Simulator, because I got it for free on Epic. And I mean, I work on computers for a living, and I could not stand that game. Absolutely not. The only simulator game I'm even interested in right now, whenever it comes out, is Photography Simulator, because the point of the game is to replicate the use of cameras and actual photography methods as closely as possible. So it's actually going to be designed and being built around you being able to actually learn real photography, skills, and still also be out there dealing with wildlife, stuff like that. I mean, it's going to have like accurate drone physics, so you could actually practice flying a drone similar to if you buy one. That I could get into. Other simulators like Cooking Simulator, no interest in that. Subnautica modded with the mods update for the new mod. Nope. Xbox, I'm pretty sure you were not on at that time. I'm not going to play Subnautica just because they added new buildings to it that are already in Below Zero. If I'm going to do anything with Subnautica right now, when Field Creator Studios releases their new mods for Below Zero, I'll do a series on that just to do it like that. But it's going to be a very quick series. It's not going to be like 30 episodes and just dragging it out, trying to figure out more places to build it. And we'll pick one place, I'm going to build a really big base, do all the automation, maybe like 10, 12 episodes kind of thing. I don't have any interest in playing Subnautica just because here's some buildings that they ported back from Below Zero. They should have done that a year or two ago. It's not enough new content to make me want to play Subnautica. Yeah, Subnautica or Below Zero, somebody's going to have to come out with basically a DLC level mod or mod set like the Field Creator Studio mods are. Basically like a DLC because there's so much content to them. Somebody else going to have to come out with one like that, or Subnautica 3 early access is going to have to hit for me to get back into Subnautica at this point, because I've got too many hours in it and there's just nothing else in there for me to do that is new without something like that. Raft, I would not call a survival horror game or horror survival at all. I'm gonna actually look and see what it says Raft is, because I can tell you it's survival and open world survival craft. That's correct. Survival horror, no. Or horror survival, no. I mean, if you're afraid of sharks, you got like a phobia of sharks, yes, horror for you, but not anybody else. It's like saying, the forest is survival horror because you got a fear of birds and there's seagulls in the game. Survival horror, yes, it's got horror elements. The Raft game doesn't. Never would think of Raft as survival horror. Satisfactory Plus? Did somebody come out with like a mod or something for Satisfactory that makes it even worse? Is that like a separate version of it? And it's not even that it's grindy. It's the fact that it's so unnecessarily complicated. I mean, yes, they want to make it more of that factory style, factory management. I get that. But it's unnecessarily complicated beyond that. Like, to the point that when people are resorting to spreadsheets and building planners online for you to use to be able to plan out the flow rate for a set of production, you've gone too far. You've taken it from being a game to being work. And that's where I draw a line. If it feels like work, I don't want to do it. No reason to play it. If it feels like that. And that's how Satisfactory is. It just comes across as being more like a job than a game. And I had never heard of Satisfactory Plus. DLC mod. Yeah, no. If somebody sat there and said, you know what? Satisfactory is not grindy enough. I feel sorry for that person. I really do. Because they could take all that effort and time that they're putting into Satisfactory Plus, because it is not... the core game is not complicated enough, not grindy enough. They could take all that effort and, you know, develop a skill and make money. You know, go out there and actually do something with their lives and make money to pay for more games than just wasting all that time. Let's see, I'm looking at some mods for Satisfactory Smart! Exclamation. Build your humongous factory of dreams without the tedium of painstakingly placing single pieces of machines, mergers, and foundations. So what is it, like you could like place a whole assembly thing? I know they finally got around to allowing you to import stuff, like share designs. You know, they're starting to get that done. X3, better vehicles and drones. Satisfactory Plus, there it is. New custom buildings and mechanics, new production lines, replaces nearly all vanilla game recipes and building cost. Yeah, that just absolutely sounds awful. Like, I think I would actually rather go back to school and sit in, like, you know, history class than play that. Yeah, that sounds just like I think I would rather spend an hour at the dentist than playing an hour of Satisfactory Plus. Honestly, that just seems like I could sit there and have my teeth scraped and be okay, because I can sit there and just do this, you know, start to doze off, as opposed to playing Satisfactory while I get like a migraine that puts me down for the rest of the day. 50 more gigabytes to download the mod. Yeah, no, that's a definite no. I'm not dissing history class. If you like history, fine. I'm not a history class person. I'd rather sit in like science and be like, oh wow, let's blow something up, you know? Dissect a pig. I was never a fan of history classes. Didn't they? No. They did add Steam Cloud support for Satisfactory. And remote play on tablet, which sounds just like that would be just a nightmare to try and do. And I still like, you know, it's a factory building game, but I'd like cosmetic aspects too. Be able, if there's gonna be any cosmetics, I like to be able to do that. And I just never felt like Satisfactory had a lot of cosmetic stuff going for it. Plus, I like when they had a like they had, what is it, the new the drones. When they added the drones to the game, I was like, that's really weird, you know, to put it there. And then I looked and saw where it was stacked tier wise and like the unlocks. I was like, that seems like it would be right behind the vehicles. Like, here's your little cart, your buggy, here's your truck that goes, here's the drone, because it's like it can go over terrain and everything, but it's a small carrying capacity. And now you have the trains that are going to be, you go and do these really complicated like rail systems, everything. I saw somebody who had one that was just, I was like, I don't even want to ask how much time they spent building that system, because they had this long railway, they had support beams, everything like that done, had changers for the track. All of it was done very meticulously, and I'm like, that's probably a 500-hour game save right there. I like that. They probably spent as much time in that one save as I've spent in the entire time, multiple saves with Below Zero and original Subnautica, you know? And I was like, it gets to that point, I just can't tolerate it. It just feels like work. Yeah, we did get, now I've got everybody sidetracked with the whole mention of going back to history class rather than play Satisfactory Plus. I threw it off. I messed up the flow of conversation. I'm sorry. I should start the game or there won't be any gameplay. What game are you talking about, Cathwow? Like, are you still talking about Satisfactory or what? Because if you're talking about Astro Colony, I've already requested a refund for it. It's, I mean, Jenny's enjoying it. She's already too far into it, I guess, for a refund. But no, the controls were terrible. The basically, I mean, it felt so clunky. Like I even put in the note for the refund. It felt like the devs never played a game like the game they're trying to make, other than just looking at pictures of games like the one they're trying to make. It has so many just poorly implemented elements that I couldn't even see myself coming back to it in 6 months after, let's see if it got better. I just literally said refund, done. It's an $8 game max. Let's put it that way. If you want to try it out, I would wait until you can get it for $8 or less. I wouldn't pay $20 for it. I wouldn't even pay $10 for it. Like it actually. And I'm pretty sure Jenny was not even on yet at the start. When I said I almost just went ahead and did Icarus today instead of Astro Colony. But then I went and actually watched somebody's live stream of Icarus. And I just didn't see anything that made me really say this is a big enough of a change to the game, big enough update to make me want to try it again. And I'm thinking now I should have just done Icarus today. Like, despite the fact that, you know, there were some problematic elements in it before, even without the whole timer stupidity, it's still much better than Astro Colony. I don't know Hydroneer. I never played Hydroneer. That's one I could never entice myself to buy, because I'd look at it and it just, I mean, it did not look enjoyable. It's, you know, yeah, it's base building kind of thing. It's got some funny aspects to it. I would say for $10, it's probably not going to be any worse than it. I mean, it's got similar review level to the Astro Colony. So I'll say if you like Hydroneer, and you can get Astro Colony for cheaper than Hydroneer, try it. But if you can't get Astro Colony for cheaper than Hydroneer, then just play Hydroneer if you like it, because it's definitely I definitely am not at all impressed by Astro Colony. Again, yeah, I thought about doing Icarus, but again, looking at somebody else's gameplay, I didn't see enough to make me want to play it today. I was like, let's try Astro Colony and hopefully have a good game, you know, something that can be enjoyable and doesn't feel as overly complicated as Satisfactory. But instead, I feel like it was actually even more complicated than Satisfactory, simply because of the bad controls and just general implementation. Yes, I still have Icarus. I played that way too much to be able to refund it. Though that is one that at the, you know, if I had not spent so much time in Icarus originally, and I've got 22 hours in it. If I had not spent that much time in it, hoping that it was going to be, you know, quickly improved upon, I probably would have refunded it. Honestly, that's one I probably would have refunded just because of the cost of the game. It is definitely not worth the price point that they have on it. There's a lot of these game developers that are coming out with games where they say $40, and yet another developer came out with a game 2 years before that that's very strikingly similar and is like $20 and is much better. You know, there's just, you can't put out a game, say it's worth this much, you gotta pay this much for it, and then have another game that provides more content, better balance, better quality overall, and it's $10-15 cheaper. Planet Crafter, yeah, I mean, we could jump into that, but I'm probably just gonna leave it as where it is. We'll just have a shorter stream with the last half of it being just talking about stuff. Just chatting stream. Planet Crafter, I was kind of wanting to wait until we get the next update that's supposed to come towards end of January. I mean, we could do Planet Crafter next week if I don't have anything else I want to try. I haven't seen anything I want to try yet. Other than maybe I could, you know, I haven't done it in a while. I'll go back to No Man's Sky and give it a, you know, the new updates try. I just, you know, last time I tried it, I was just kind of like, you know, same old thing. And yeah, that's like, all right, look at No Man's Sky. One of the greatest redemption arcs in video gaming. That's the truth right there. They were so poorly reviewed at the beginning. Hello Games did a great job with No Man's Sky. They really turned it around. Maybe Icarus can do that. But I'm not holding my breath, considering that with the new update, the whole open map thing, which fixes so many certain problems to it, there's so many other people complaining about what they changed with the multiplayer co-op type stuff, that it's just getting ripped apart right now by a lot of players that have, like, here's one from today posting a review with over 1,200 hours in the game, and they say don't buy it now because the game has been ruined for them. You know, I don't see Icarus pulling off the same thing as a No Man's Sky at the moment. I think Icarus is pretty much set where it's going to be. Boneworks. Don't know that one. Let me look that one up. Oh, yeah, no. I already put this one on a ignore because it's just looking at the demo gameplay, it looks so underperforming, underwhelming. That no. And it also is a game that requires a VR headset. I don't have a VR headset because I don't want just the headset. I'm not one that headset and then controls and that's it. You know, I want to have I want the whole be able to get up and walk around the room kind of vibe for a VR setup. And I just haven't seen enough games in VR that make me want to play it. It's just, there's not enough out there that makes me want to spend that kind of money on a setup for that. No matter which headset I get, it's just, there's not enough out there for me to get it. Yep, I'll look at the reviews. We might try Icarus again. I don't have high hopes for it. I honestly don't. Not after my previous interaction with it. You know, I'd rather just go with plant to plant crafter. Just keep building a really big tower of heaters. Cube VR again. Don't have a VR headset at Spots. I've tried a VR headset. Did not change my life. Did not. It's like, I'm sure there are people who are saying they got the Steam Deck and it changed their life. And I got the Steam Deck and it took me like 4 months just to actually start really using it. Like, I just couldn't get into it. And I've used a headset, VR headset. Again, I actually tried one where I could get out and move around. I was like, this is cool. And then I started playing some of the games. I was like, okay, this isn't that cool. Now, granted, there's some better games out now, I'm sure, than some of the ones I tried then, but no. Cube VR is one I, like, looked at Spots because it was one that looked interesting as a, like a Minecraft-style VR, if I remember right on that. But it's still one that, like, I mean, it's got VR in the title. That pretty much says it right there. You're going to need a VR headset, and I don't have a VR headset, nor have any inclination to get one right now. As if I can type the title right. Yeah, that's it. The Cube VR. Is like it's got fancier graphics, like more of that cinematic kind of bloomy look to the lighting and everything, but it's Minecraft basically in VR, you know, kind of a cool feel for it, but you got nicer graphics. Yeah, that is one I would like to try if I ever did get a VR headset, but I'm not going to buy a VR headset, buy that game, and then hate the game, and that's the only game I wanted to get the headset for. BDD6? What's that? I'm not sure of that abbreviation there, Cathwow. Bloons Tower Defense 6. Are you really talking about that one? Like, seriously? I've tried a tower defense style game where you gotta build like a tower. You know, you're doing that. That was what was it? It's something Mars that sent me that thing. It's like it's Satisfactory meets Planet Crafter meets Tower Defense. What was it? Defending Mars? What that? Let me look. It's in my wish list somewhere. Hostile Mars. Yeah, check out that one. If you're looking for tower defense, if you mean Bloons Tower Defense, look at Hostile Mars. You might actually be interested in that one. And I will say, I think I got Bloons Tower Defense for free on Epic. I can't remember. I got a lot of free stuff on Epic that I never play. Yeah, I got Bloons Tower Defense for free on Epic. Make sure you get the free stuff on Epic. There's a lot of free stuff. Like every week, free games. Just go and make sure you get them. Actually, I want to say I got There's something I got extra for free. Like, I got it free, even though I already have it on Steam, just in case something happens. Well, I got Superland for free on Epic, because even though I already had Steam, I got it afterwards on Epic. Got Prey for free on Epic that I still haven't set up and played. Keep meaning to install some of these on the Steam Deck and try them through the little store thing I put in there. P. Bobby, hi. Cube VR is relaxing. Like, I saw, deer and rabbits and such. So no skeletons, zombies, creepers. Honestly, again, that would be... I'm kind of like, I would like to try Cube VR and see if it would actually be worth putting the money towards a headset and getting that for it. But at the same time, if it's in that style of Minecraft and building like that, I don't know if I really want to have a VR headset on my head for like 3 hours at a time. I don't know if I can, I could do that. It just seems like a very long time to be sitting there with these tiny screens in your face, and just doing that for 3 hours. Genshin Impact is not like a game style I play. It's not one of the ones I care about. It's not one for me. Most of those that get recommended, I usually just go and put them on my ignore list on Steam because I have no interest in most of those like that. Wish Timmy stuck around. Didn't realize he ditched me. Left one of his chew sticks. Again, right now, I'm just looking for the next update for Plant Crafter. End of January, we're supposed to have an update by then on Plant Crafter. Next big one, I'm assuming Fish stage will happen then. And past that, February, Sons of the Forest is set to release. And that's the next big one I'm waiting on. When that hits, that's probably going to become the main game right then. Yes, it's got that survival horror. It actually qualifies as survival horror because you actually are focused on survival and there's horror elements. It's not just don't die in this game, but there's horror elements. But that's the next one I'm really looking forward to just because of how good the first one was. First game was good. Got a lot of time in the forest, a lot of building, tons of trees chopped down. I'm hoping they don't make this one more tedious and grindy. Even worse. But yeah, that's the one I'm waiting on. Next, let's see. I got 271 hours in the forest. And I'm pretty sure I could probably get at least that much on the new one if it's better. So yeah, that's the one coming out in February. That's what I'm waiting on. And that's pretty much going to become the big one for the video. So at that point, finished or not, I'll probably just be dumping Grounded to go for that. Because unless it's just really bad, which I doubt is going to be the case. They did a great job on the first game. It's going to make me not care to play Grounded because I'm going to be playing a better game. Well, thank you, Jenny. Minecraft, I don't do mod packs, Cathwa. I like to pick and choose my mods. That's why there's so many modders that were up in arms about the whole mod pack idea of Nexus mods. Because then it's on the modders to make sure their mods work together. I don't like mod packs. I'd rather I'm going to pick this mod because it adds this to the game, and then this one to add this to the game. Like, the FCS mods are technically a mod pack, but it's all from the same creators, and you can choose to leave out certain ones, and it doesn't mess up the rest of them. If you don't want to do the fancy, decoration stuff, you just want the mining stuff, you can do that. You just leave certain stuff out. and it doesn't have a problem with that. But you get into the mod packs, you end up with, if you try to take something out, it messes something else up, or you end up with some kind of weird bug. And I avoid mod packs. I'd like to go with just picking specific mods to use. I have not played Emergency 4. I'm looking up, and oh yeah, no, that I didn't even heard of that one. I didn't realize it was 2006. That's an old one. If that's the same one you're talking about, P. Bobby, that's an old one. No, I never played that one. Yeah, I never even heard of that game before now. As a new game to me. I mean, when that came out, I was playing World of Warcraft. Okay, let's put that. And no, I'm not doing Among Us. That's not my style. That little one like that. That feels too much, even though it's not a first-person shooter. It feels too much same styling as like Fortnite, and I just can't stand that kind of thing. I mean, sometimes getting a little exhilaration during your gaming, a little jump scare, stuff like that, fine, you know, gets the heart pumping. But for most part, I feel games are meant to be a getaway and a relaxing type of experience. You know, I got enough stress in my life outside of with everything else, with personal life, with work, everything. I don't need to be stressing myself with a game. You know, that's why I try to stick with the games that you can make a difference in how it plays for you. So you can like, oh, hey, look, I just built this. Now I'm getting all this going. That makes this easier, and I can do a lot of building. Or do something like that. Stuff that lets you have fun, be creative with it. I'm missing Timmy now. Oh, so I got a new phone finally. Xbox will be proud of me for that. Finally, because of a Christmas bonus, I went ahead and got me a new phone while I was took my mother yesterday out of town for an appointment with her audiologist over her new implant she had done. And so we decided to swing by the Apple store. I got me an iPhone 14 Pro. Yeah, a little all nice and fancy. And I was playing around. I went with the Pro because I wanted the better camera, of course, because I want to have good video. So I was out. We were playing with Timmy today, or this earlier today. It's not going to focus. But he's out playing, like, throwing the ball. And had him walk up. I know it's not focusing on the camera. But yeah, he got right up in there sniffing the phone. So I'm gonna be doing some video with him now and doing this. He was playing earlier.
Sure.
As him, he gets loud when he plays with the ball.
Ready?
He'll sit there and just let loose, you know, on those bars. It's not even like a woof. It's like woo. He's like all excited, like he's having fun, like it's a woo. You like Grounded because you can take your stress out on the bugs. There's a lot about Grounded I like. You know, again, it doesn't feel as grindy as like in the forest building something really massive. But I don't like the raids, you know. Granted, you know, it's kind of that hit or miss thing with Grounded. It just feels like on the forest, if you leave the cannibals alone, you're not out there in their area, you're not encountering them a lot, they leave you alone. You know, the more you interact with the enemies in the forest, the more they're going to mess with you. The more you're going to have their patrols coming, and then the more you kill, you're going to end up with the mutants and stuff like that attacking your base, and then you got to worry about the defenses. And the Grounded, it's not like I'm out there killing all these ants, because I've killed a lot of ants, or at least the worker ants. They're not attacking me. It was the stupid orb weavers. And, you know, it goes back to, like, the forest. If you block an attack, you block the attack. You're not expected to perfectly time that block to get that parry. And that makes it a little easier to handle the combat in there. I'm not a fan of the combat in Grounded combined with the raids. Sorry, my throat got dry. I got choked. Everything they tested on your phone failed. Now, be said, I have had a couple of issues with the transition for the phone. Mainly because I didn't want to do like a restore from my old phone. It was way too it was iPhone 7. It was about to go out of support this coming year. So I was like, you know what? It's so cluttered. I've got apps on there I don't even like really use anymore. I just had to do them to set up like a smart light or something. I just decided to do it from scratch. And so far, the only real thing I've had a major issue with was getting my Apple Watch to connect to it. I had to unpair it, repair it with the new one, and then it was working until last night. And then last night, went to bed, and this morning, the activity stopped syncing. Everything else worked. Like, oh, hey, I got a notification. It pinged me on my phone and on my watch. And then now it's like, but the activity stopped, and I had to unpair it and repair it again earlier today. So that's the only thing I'm really having a major issue with it on mine. But again, I basically started from scratch. And I just started getting the apps and, you know, installing the ones I knew I needed and setting them back up and going that. No, Jenny, I have not found the Black Ant hill yet. At least not that I'm aware of. I know I was... I mean, pretty much you see where I've stayed in that area. I haven't found the Black Ant hill yet, but I know it's somewhere. Let me see where it is. Second largest anthill, a southwesternmost location of the backyard. Trash heap and sandbox. I haven't made it there yet, so yeah. Apparently a bunch of people saying the same thing, like having trouble finding it. So it's not just you. I just haven't gone over that way yet. I'm staying, like, I don't... That's one thing about this, is Grounded feels about the same size of a map as the forest, but it feels like it takes a little bit more daylight hours to get around in Grounded than in the forest. P. Bobby already played Astro Colony. Do not worry about it. I've already refunded it. It is bad. I mean, it's not like so bad it was like, oh, just done. But it was, there's a lot of stuff that's just, it's not very polished and the controls are really bad. I've already put in a refund request for it. It's not one I'm even going to worry about revisiting until they hit full release. So yeah, it's already, we've already done that. We're just chatting now. Okay, I see. I'm looking at a map. Here's the oak tree. The wolf spiders. Yeah, there's okay, mint chunk, stink bugs. Where's it? I guess, okay. Look at that. It looks like it's, I don't know. That's a bad looking map. I can't tell from this map. Oh, okay. That was like Google Maps, but man, that is got too many things showing up on it. I can't see anything. Okay, let's see. Sandbox, I think it said. I think that's the tree. There's the pond. That'd be that. I went through it. So I guess if it's what I'm thinking is probably if you're going, Jenny, towards the the hedge, like you're facing the hedge and the hedge is over here to your left, then you need to head far to the right to the other end of the yard. And there's apparently one of the entrances there. Yes, it's a... Well, again, Jason, yes, it's bad if you get a refund during the stream, because I'm not going to let it get to that point where I can't get the refund. I'm like, I'm done. You know, I want my money back. But it's also a case of that I did that stream last week with my time in Sandrock, and while it was not bad, like I'm finding Astro Colony to be, it was boring. You know, it played well, kind of goofy in the way certain things were done, but it was just boring. It didn't have that grabbing of attention thing. It didn't make you like go like, man, I can't wait to do this or this. It was kind of that thing like I'm waiting for it to get good, waiting for it to get going. And as I said then, it's one of those things that it might be kind of like, while you know, tons of people love the game, Stardew Valley, it took me a good 15-20 hours to finally get into it, to actually start enjoying the game. Up to that point, it was like, I don't see why people like this. You know, it's a walking simulator, it's boring, and I just couldn't get into it. But finally, after about 15 hours or so, it started to get good, and now I really like Stardew Valley. I haven't played it in a little while, but I've got a lot of time in it now, thanks to finally getting past that hump, that hurdle. And I think my time in Sandrock is probably like that if I put in enough time, I would get to that point where I'd be like, okay, now it's really getting good. Now it's getting fun. But Astro Colony, I can't do that. I don't see me putting in that much time. Not for, not for the price of that game. If I paid $8 for it, I'd probably kept it and kept going. But if it's $20 right now, I'd hate to see them think they can do a price increase on it, because that is not worth that much. Thanks for hanging out, P. Bobby. Enjoy the videos. Minimal hardware to live stream. I guess it depends on the game, of course, what you're going to play. I would say, honestly, if you're going to be doing everything from one PC, Jason, minimum i5. Again, it goes back to what game you're playing, but i5 and a decent graphics card, because if you set your encoding right in OBS, then it'll use the secondary, the NVENC chips on like the NVIDIA cards, and it won't affect the chip that's actually being used for your gameplay, for the GPU part that you normally see, and it'll take the load off your processor. And then, of course, whatever you're using overhead for the game. Honestly, if you have a decent graphics card that you can use, like the NVENC on that, to help with the stream encoding, then, it's going to put minimal use on your CPU for actual streaming. And, then it goes back to what you're doing. If you got an animated overlay and all sorts of stuff just popping up, going left to right, all this, that's adding processing to it. So if you keep it clean and simple, then, it should be fine too. It's kind of hard to say, what's going to work as far as minimal for live stream, because it really, again, goes back to what you're trying to live stream. If you're going to live stream you cooking in the kitchen, you go get away with cheap for that, as long as you're not doing like 8 cameras. Then you might need a little extra for that. Otherwise, simple. But if you're doing, I'm going to live stream Crisis on 8K, you're going to need a secondary computer for that. You're going to need one just to play the game and output it to a good capture card that can handle the video quality, and another PC just to handle streaming. So OBS is good. A lot of people swear by OBS. I would not use Streamlabs OBS. There's a lot of bloat in that. They took OBS and they took all these other good ideas from other places and they just crammed them in, and it's just bloated. absolutely bloated. Yeah, you can't just go in there and click and have a whole theme set up, but most stuff, like if you buy a theme from, like go buy an overlay from like Nerd or Die or something like that, a lot of those have a way you could just import it into OBS and be done. I prefer the whole, if you're going to do it right, you need to really get your hands dirty, get in there and just start working with it. Check out Nutty, N-U-T-T-Y, on YouTube. He does a lot of really cool stuff with his. He's all about, like, his videos are just like the streaming, like how to do stuff in streaming. And he's got a lot of good tips for beginner people on OBS on how to set it up better, to check out his stuff. There's another one I remember hearing about. I thought about buying it at one point. It's a paid streaming app, and it does tie in. Like if you're going to do Facebook streaming, it integrates directly where you can have chat pop up a certain way, or, you know, like promoted messages pop up, and it's just got it all built in. But it was like $800. So, yeah, if you want free, OBS is free. And I would say 3060 might be good. Yeah. You probably, again, going back to what you're streaming, get by with a 3050. Pretty much every NVIDIA card is going to have the NVENC in it now. Yeah, graphics cards have come down in price. Still not great, but, you know, they are better in price right now. Again, I mean, you know, supplies are not such a problem now. Still not quite where they are. I spec'd out for a new gaming system the other day just to see, because I was thinking about maybe, you know, try to do some shopping after the holidays when, you know, it's not an issue of trying to find things. And I spec'd out 1800 without even the graphics card. You know, for granted, I'm going with a very top of the line style PC, you know, decked out, absolute max. There's a 13900K with a really high end liquid cooler. Even though I don't like liquid coolers, we've dealt with some through work recently for the i9s, the overclock, or the, you know, unlocked ones, and they get hot. They run hot. Even with a big, massive heat sink on them and bunch of fans, they can run hot. So I was looking at i9, very nice liquid cooler, and it was like a almost $400 motherboard. So I was going with a very nice motherboard and 64 gig kit of DDR5. That was a big chunk of it there. That was the motherboard, and the RAM cost more than the processor, and put it that way. And again, I was building around not even, like, I was just going to transplant my 3080 out of this and then go back to my 1080 in this one, and I'm going to turn this one into a streaming and recording only system. So it'll be two PC setup, which means the new one will be doing just the gaming, and then this one will be the one that actually handles the streaming. So no CPU hiccups or anything like that. I gotta get with Xfinity about my internet that they're still ripping me off on my speed. But yeah, it's still pricey to build something like high end right now. But that said, you know, goes back to what you're streaming. If you're gonna use a webcam, you know, they got a bunch of good USB webcams. Just make sure if you use a webcam and you're using a higher end USB microphone, you might want to get a powered USB hub. Reason for that is the power draw on the USB ports could affect the bandwidth availability. So you get powered, it's not going to cause a problem. And always go with, if you got like a USB-C, get one that then goes to regular USB. That's all I've got for like microphone and everything now. So it doesn't cause problems, because if you run too much on there, you're going to kill the bandwidth or the power draw. And it's going to cause stuff to not work. And I mean, beyond that, there are, again, depending on the game, there are actually some of those little mini PCs that can actually handle pretty well. Check out ETA Prime. He does a lot of review videos on mini PCs, like the off-brand ones like B-Link that you get through Amazon. They're like, you know, just straight from a factory in China kind of thing. He's got some of those where playing like, you know, 1080p, still getting like 40 frames on like even Cyberpunk or something like that. And now they're small, so you're not going to throw a capture card in there. You definitely would need a powered hub if you're going to do like multiple input devices, like a capture, you know, like a how was it, the Elgato Cam Link. If you're gonna do that to capture from like a DSLR or mirrorless type camera, and multiple ones of those, you'll need powered hub. I just went with a PCI capture card because it just makes it easier. Yeah, you can even stream on the Steam Deck. I mean, I was playing it. I need to do I guess I'll do like a video of it showing like my setup once I get everything finalized. But I was actually playing Prototype 2 for a good hour the other night because I can't get it. There's like a bug now where it won't install on a regular PC in some cases, and it's just they haven't fixed it for some reason. But it works fine on my Steam Deck, and I was playing it on TV, 1080p, no frame rate loss, you know, no drops. It was fine, and I played for a good hour. Now, when I paused to go to the map, I could hear the Steam Deck. I could hear those fans. Let's put it that way. I could hear the fans, but the rest of the time, it wasn't a problem. I was just sitting there playing that. So, yeah, the one thing with the Steam Deck is when you plug it into, like, the dock and output, the internal screen turns off. So you're actually outputting to something. So you're still going to have the video. Like if you go into a capture card, it's got to capture and then output to your monitor so you can see it. But yeah, technically you could do that. Or you could use your Steam Deck to play the game and then use another PC for the capture and streaming part of it. I guess it depends on what quality level you want to stream on. You know, I don't worry about 4K just because most of you are watching on like more mobile style devices, so 4K would be lost on you. It wouldn't matter. That's why there's not a lot of people like pushing for 8K. Even the studios, the YouTubers that can afford it, they're not pushing for 8K to broadcast in 8K quality because most people aren't going to consume it in 8K. It's really more of you film in 8K so you can zoom in and not lose quality. You record in 4K so you can zoom in and not lose quality. I think streaming in 720p, you probably could get by on a Steam Deck with that, or at least the gameplay on the Steam Deck, and then, you know, something else like a little mini PC for actually handling the stream part of it. Just comes to how much you're taxing it and what game it is. You know, that's what it is. It's all about the game. Some games gonna be worse than others. Main things, make sure you're wired in. Don't go with wireless. Don't stream over wireless. That's the cardinal rule there, because it doesn't matter how fast your Wi-Fi is, how good of a piece of equipment it is. You could get too much interference on wireless. Somebody turns on the microwave in the other room, your signal can go. Just anything could get in the way, mess up the signal. And wireless is half duplex by nature. I don't think they've actually been able to resolve it to be full duplex. So you're listening at one point, and then when you need to talk back, you're talking. You're not doing both at the same time, where wired connections are full duplex, meaning you could talk and listen at the same time during the conversation, basically. And yeah, you need to, don't use wireless, use wired. Wow, we've been talking for a while now. I think we actually have spent more time talking than I spent in the game. Another little sad check mark on the game of, yeah, more enjoyable to just sit and do, you know, just chatting than playing the game. So hopefully that answered your questions there. Yeah, they do have some fancy mics now too. I mean, if you want a mic that's got, RGB on it, you can get one of those. There's one that's got like a little pixel type screen that can actually do like little emoticons on it. That doesn't work for me because of the way I angle my mic. I'd have to have the mic, right in front of my face, aimed at me like this, or even turned here, aimed like this. And then if I'm talking here and the mic's over here, you're not going to hear the audio as well. If I'm here, you're not going to see the visual as well. So I just, I stick with more of, it's not about the looks, it's about the sound quality, But yeah, you get some decent mics now for a good price. Hi, Cheyenne Games, or Cheyenne Games. It's like Cheyenne, like Super Cheyenne. I mean, you get some really nice webcams too, compared to when I started. You get webcams that have like, what is it? There's OBS Bot, actually named OBS Bot, like the software, but I don't think it's the same company or same group that makes that. And then there's some other ones that are like the new Elgato face cam. You've got ones that you can literally do that and it'll zoom in on you. Like just the gesture. It'll actually detect that, and you could do like that. You could do like whatever, give it gestures, and you could control the camera, make it follow you and stuff like that. And you couldn't do that 6 years ago. Like 6 years ago, to get that kind of camera, you've been sitting there with a little remote and like controlling it like that. It'd be a PTZ camera. And I've looked at those, and man, those are expensive. Those start, I've done some of those looking at that for work. You can have those starting at $1,800 for a camera. Granted, it's you might have a 4x zoom, you might have it where it's supposed to zoom in like the preacher at church during a live stream kind of thing from way up on the balcony. But there are people who there are YouTubers who will use those so they can like have them pan and do stuff like that. I can't justify that. Are you really gonna get that much benefit if I can have it zoom into my nose hairs? Xbox, he's gonna say he'll get benefit from that. I'm fine with it. It's like stationary right here, and you know where I'm at, and it's consistently there, and I know my framing is done right. Oh, Steam support. My purchase has been refunded. They refunded me for Astro Colony. So there you go. I got my refund in the time that we were still chatting. I got a refund for that game. Way to go, Steam. So, yeah. Oh, what else can we talk about? Normally go 3 hours, and we're coming up on 2 hours and 40 minutes. So we did like a little over an hour of game time, and the rest has been chatting. Yeah, that was a pretty decent refund speed. I mean, usually I've gotten pretty fast refunds when the few times I've had to do refunds on games. I guess, it's not like they're getting refunds all the time. And it comes to a case of like, look, oh, well, how long was there in the game? Oh, they played 20 hours. No, we're not giving a refund. They basically played the game. He played an hour. Gives valid reasons for the refund. Okay, approved. Done. And I'm sure it goes back to if you ask for refunds like at least twice a month, they probably will start hesitating on your refunds. I don't ask for refunds often. I've got games I'll probably never play that I just, I played enough I was like, well, you know, I'll go past the point of like the refund limit, and then just decide, no, I'm not interested in this. It's not good enough. But you know, too late. Maybe he'll get better with, you know, time kind of thing. But no. Look at some of my games now. I've got 123 hours in Stardew Valley. And again, it took me about 15 to 20 hours to get actually to where I thought it was fun. Got 400 hours in No Man's Sky. What? Oh, okay. I know what game you're talking about, Spots. You already mentioned that one. Yeah, there are some very strange games out there. Let's say very strange. Very questionable games being put out there. Let's go ahead and say that. It's not even the titles of the games. It's just there's some very questionable games out there. It's like, it makes you question what the person was thinking when they decided, you know what would be a good game to make? This. Like, I'm all about expressing yourself, stuff like that, but there are some games out there that make me think the creators might need to seek therapy. Witcher 3 had an 80 gig update. What they do, replace every single file in the game? Or is that the like a upscale, like HDR, 4K, 8K, you know, remodel, like new models and textures kind of thing? 'Cause I've seen that happen with some games where it's like, hey, here's the overhaul for new textures, everything, make it look better, and then boom, it's like it's a 50 gig update. Ooh, here we go. Ultimate VR game. Noun Town. VR language learning. Came out 2 days ago. All right, so it's a VR game, simulator game, where you literally go in and it shows you like, it says like ice cream, and then it's it looked like it was Japanese for it. So it's like you go there, you can hear it. It's got like, yeah, you can go. Okay, I could get behind that one. That's a learning one. That you go there. It's got a demo. Does need a VR headset, and I'm not gonna go buy a VR headset for that. I've got Rosetta Stone already. Noun Town. There you go. That's it. VR. House Flipper VR. So you go in, you fix the house up, and you sell it. It is on sale for 85% off. It's a $3 game with very mixed reviews. That sounds like they were saying, okay, we might have overpriced this. Not getting a cold. I got choked up earlier. I was talking for too long without sipping any water, and I got choked a little bit. That and just sinuses from like weather can't make up his mind. You know, it was like, it was up to the point that yesterday, it went from being cold enough, my back steps were iced over, and I nearly fell like twice yesterday morning getting out to go pick up my mom to take her to her appointment, to by the afternoon, had like short sleeve shirt on, and I was still getting hot. Had to turn the air conditioning on in the car. And then, back to today, and now it's like it's already been the high point of today. It's just getting colder and colder, and it's gonna be below freezing the next few days. VR paradise, and it's a strip club. Well, that doesn't surprise me. Here's a game for you, Xbox. It's a VR game. Of course, I looked at one VR game, so now everything's being recommended VR. Ragnarok. It's a rock game. You've got hammers. You're a Viking with hammers that are apparently made from beer kegs. And it's a VR game, kind of like Beat Saber. You're like beating stuff. Ragnarok. There you go. Not the movie. It's Ragnarok, R-O-C-K on the end. And you're playing the drums on a Viking ship. Yes, it is kind of concerning how many hentai style games are out there on Steam. I mean, God, there was one that came out. I remember seeing it was like popular. There was a lot of people that started buying it during the autumn sale, and it was something like Sex Farm something, and it was basically Stardew Valley, but they had like hentai girls in there, and it was supposed to have like little, but basically there's like little imagery parts where it would cut to like pictures of them having sex or something like that, and that was basically it. That was it. It was like, here's this generic, run-of-the-mill, like standard Stardew Valley type game, like that top-down, the farming 2D, and then here's hentai set stuff, and that makes it an interesting game, apparently. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, you gotta think, there's a lot of people in Japan, I'm sure, buying a lot of those games, which is why there's so many of them. Can't wait for the new Wednesday season. You mean like season 2, or are you talking about like the new episode? Didn't they finish that season already? Leisure Suit Larry. Now that is an oldie goldie right there. That I remember that one. I remember like pulling that from Ware servers, like to play those when I was a kid. Like finding them on hotline servers where people had them, and they'd be like, all right, I'm gonna play this one now and try to find out the magic combination of flirtiness to win over this woman. And it was the short guy, he always had like that big oversized head. Kind of looked like a little alien. Like, was the one on American Dad? It kind of looked like, almost that same body type. I don't know. I don't ever watch American Dad. I just know the alien is on there. And it kind of makes me think of that. Looking at some of the way he was, Leisure Suit Larry was represented in the games. And no Wednesday spoilers. I haven't even watched Wednesday yet. I've seen all the reels on Instagram, people reposting her dance sequence or them copying the dance sequence. I haven't watched it yet, though. No spoilers. Sad Timmy left me. He abandoned his post. We're coming up on 3 hours. I think that's good. We've definitely done a lot of talking today. A lot more. Or I've talked, you've typed. A lot more than normal. Maybe because, again, bad game. And I already got it refunded. That was nice. You know, before the stream's over, even got the game refunded. I am disappointed by that one. Maybe that's one that would be worth revisiting in like a year to see if it looks like it might have improved. But I don't think I'll buy it without doing some serious watching of other people's gameplay. Because that was a mess. A very clunky mess. Why? I mean, if you're gonna put $20 towards Astro Colony, just go buy Satisfactory. I mean, it's more polished. Yes, there's certain things that are more complicated in Satisfactory than Astro Colony had them, but the controls will not drive you crazy. Oh, so you've already watched all the season 1. I mean, it's gonna take them a while to record season 2 of Wednesday, Sanchez. You might have to watch it again a couple of times before then. All right, yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna call it for the day. I'm gonna go fix me some food and track down Timmy to see what's going on with him. Let's see. We need to talk because next week is Christmas Eve. Next week's Christmas Eve, and it's a Saturday, which means a lot of us still are not gonna be working. But Christmas Eve, a lot of us going to be spending time with family. A lot of people are going to be also preparing for Christmas dinner on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, whatever. So we won't stream next week. We'll do Christmas as or, you know, if I do anything, I might pop on and we'll do like a little chat, say, hey, what's going on, everybody? How's it going? Merry Christmas. But more than likely, we'll just wait. Now, I'm planning on New Year's Eve, which is 2 weeks from today. We'll just do a normal stream because we're not going to start the party till after, you know, till later that night anyway. But yeah, next week being Christmas Eve, I feel like most of us are going to be busy with Christmas related activities, whether you're actually doing family stuff or you're just getting ready for the family stuff. I feel like we're going to be all doing that. So won't have a stream next week. So Merry Christmas in advance. Since I won't talk to any of you directly between now and Christmas, so Merry Christmas in advance. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you're celebrating. Happy holidays. And we'll pick this back up in 2 weeks for a final stream of the year. And unless something else happens, we'll just do some Planet Crafter or something. I don't know. I'll see what catches my attention. Maybe on the winter sale at that point. I have something going there and we get something nice and good on the winter sale to check out. But that is it for today. Thank you all for hanging out and putting up with all the mundane conversation afterwards and the mundane gameplay. But yes, we'll do this again in 2 weeks. Enjoy your holidays. Enjoy your weekend, rest of your day, week, everything. And I'll see you guys next time. But hopefully with Timmy sticking around the whole time.